You know, revenge doesn't always need shouting or anger. Sometimes, the best revenge is letting the truth speak for itself. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button so more people can find it. Comment below. What's the most satisfying comeback you've ever seen? And if you love stories where justice hits back harder than the bully ever expected, subscribe to Real Revenge Legendsya for more. And that day, the truth. The beauty of calculated
Music licensing reimagined.
30 minutes, I controlled the climb like a puppet master. Push. Slight recover. Push harder. Let him breathe. Push again. He tried to hide how much he was suffering, but I could see everything. The trembling shoulders. The slow gear changes. The tiny curses under his breath. At one point he said, "Take it easy, kid." I didn't answer. I just turned the pedals a little smoother.
Artlist.io.
And he followed. Because pride is heavier than any backpack. The final 300 meters, the execution. As the summit parking lot came into view, I felt a wave of electricity through my body. This was it. The moment. I looked back at him once, just once.
Music licensing reimagined.
His vision unfocused. He was barely holding the handlebars steady, and I launched. Not a sprint, just a clean, smooth acceleration. Enough to make it clear. This wasn't luck. This wasn't a fluke. This was ability. He cracked instantly. He didn't slow down. He collapsed. His bike zigzagged. He was done. 2 minutes later, he crawled into the parking lot.
Artlist.io.
Then he leaned over and vomited. Right there, in front of the students who'd arrived by bus. The aftermath, a quiet, perfect victory. Coach couldn't even join the hike afterward. He had to sit down for nearly an hour, and I sat next to him, silent. No smiles.
Music licensing
No, I told you
reimagined.
so. Sometimes the quietest victories are the loudest. For the rest of the year, he never mocked a single slow kid again. Not once. You ever watch someone who tormented you for years completely fall apart in front of you? Because I did. And the craziest part, he asked for it. He challenged me, the weak kid with a broken heart, to climb a mountain with him. He didn't know that mountain was my home turf. He also didn't know I'd spent years
Artlist.io.
the day someone finally underestimated me one time too many. Intro call to your action. Next 15 to 20 seconds. If you've ever been mocked, belittled, or laughed at for something you couldn't control, hit that like button. And if you love satisfying revenge stories where karma arrives on 2 wheels and a steep incline,
Music
subscribe to the
licensing
channel. This
reimagined.
story is one of the most emotionally charged, slow burn, delicious revenge moments I've ever shared. Full narrative. The story, 6 to 13 minutes. Approx 1,400 plus words. The setup, a life of limits, and of people who never understood. I was born with a congenital heart condition, something that forced my childhood into a bubble everyone else seemed to live outside of. While other kids ran, wrestled, tackled, sprinted, I didn't.
Artlist.io.
My parents to keep me safe. So I grew up small, skinny, and clumsy, my body conditioned not by ability, but by caution. And you know how kids are. They don't see medical conditions. They see an easy target. The weak kid. The slow kid. The sit-out-again kid. And I learned very quickly, the world has no patience for people who move differently. But I accepted it. I adapted. I found comfort in being the quiet, geeky kid. The one who didn't belong
Artlist.io.
on the football field. Except, one person refused to let me live peacefully. Enter, the PE teacher who thought mockery was motivation. Our PE teacher, let's call him Coach, was the exact stereotype you're imagining. Big, loud, the kind of guy who still bragged about his glory days in high school sports. But
Music
what made him
licensing
unbearable wasn't his
reimagined.
past. It was how he treated the present. He loved the fast kids, the tall kids, the jocks. They were his team, his chosen ones. Everyone else, we were obstacles he had to yell at. I still remember one day he forced my overweight friend to attempt a gymnastics trampoline jump over a high stool. Everyone knew he couldn't do it. Everyone except Coach. He insisted. My friend tried, and he fell so badly he cracked his head open
Artlist.io.
landing. Coach blamed him. Should have tried harder, he snapped, like empathy was foreign. That moment stuck with me, not just because it was cruel, but because deep down, I knew. If he'd been given the chance, he'd have pushed me just as recklessly. The constant shame. In every PE class, we did the same things: soccer,
Music
basketball,
licensing
sprinting,
reimagined.
all things I wasn't supposed to do. 10 minutes in, I'd be panting, seeing little spots of light in the corner of my vision. My heart felt like it was fighting itself. I'd sit down on the grass, gasping, and every single time, Coach would blow his whistle, look at me, and shout, "There he goes again. Come on, you've got the stamina of a dead frog." The class laughed. I swallowed the shame, week after week. But here's the thing. I loved
Artlist.io.
sports. I loved movement. But I just wasn't built for explosive motion. I was built for endurance. And the day I realized that, everything changed. Discovering my superpower. One year, I watched the Tour de France. Skinny riders, long climbs, quiet determination.
Music
rhythmic
licensing
pacing. Power
reimagined.
built not on sprinting but on controlled effort. It was the first time in my life I saw athletes who looked like me. Thin, not very muscular, not explosive, but capable of superhuman endurance. I got a cheap road bike, then a better one, then a proper one. And on that bike, I found a version of myself no one at school had ever seen. Some days I'd climb mountains for hours, only stopping when I wanted to, not when my heart forced me. I trained quietly,
Artlist.io.
no bragging, no showing off. This was mine, my escape, my therapy, my strength. And no one, not my classmates, not Coach, knew. The challenge he shouldn't have issued. Every year, our class had a sports day on a mountain about an hour away. Usually we'd take a bus and hike the top.
Music
But this
licensing
year, Coach
reimagined.
announced, "If any of you want to cycle up instead of hiking, I'll lead the ride." Cue a silent class, cycling up a 12.5 kilometers, 6.9% gradient mountain. No chance. But then, I raised my hand. The room went quiet. Coach looked at me like I had just declared I could breathe fire. "You," he laughed. "You think you can keep up? I'm not waiting for you, kid." I smiled. "I'll try," I said.
Artlist.io.
Inside, my heart, my flawed, scarred heart, was beating with something stronger than fear. This wasn't about ego. This wasn't even about revenge, not yet. This was about truth. About finally showing someone, myself included, that I wasn't what he said I was. The day of reckoning. I treated that morning like a Tour de France stage. Warm-up, electrolytes, energy gels, and for the first time ever, I arrived at school not as the weak kid, but as a cyclist.
Artlist.io.
Full kit, lightweight bike, shoes clipped in, 55 kilograms of pure endurance. Coach's expression shifted. He didn't expect this version of me. He was 90 kilograms of ex-soccer bulk on a basic mountain bike, and I could already see he wasn't taking this nearly as seriously as I was.
Music
The flat
licensing
road, where he
reimagined.
still felt strong. We rolled out. The first 10 kilometers were flat. Coach pushed hard, way too hard for a warm-up. Every intersection, he would hammer the pedals like he was trying to drop me early. He didn't talk, didn't look back, but I stayed on his wheel, silent, steady, breathing smooth. In his mind, he was testing me. In mine, he was wasting energy he desperately needed later. The climb begins. The road tilted
Artlist.io.
upward. A gentle start, then steeper. The mountain I'd ridden over 100 times. My second home. And within minutes, I could hear it. His breathing. Hard, panicked, uneven. He was already close to his limit. And we had 12 kilometers to go. The mind games. This was
Music
the moment I
licensing
trained for.
reimagined.
Not just physically, but mentally. I slowed just slightly, matching his pace. Then I said, light-heartedly, "Someone's getting dropped today. Kinda embarrassing if the class sees it." I wasn't even breathing hard. He was drenched in sweat. I moved to the front, set a tempo. Not too fast, just enough to hurt. Every time he looked like he might recover, I increased the pace by half a kilometer an hour. Tiny changes, deadly
Artlist.io.
changes. He was in the red zone, heart pounding, legs shaking, but I wouldn't drop him. Not yet. Where's the satisfaction in that? No. He needed to feel every second of it, every meter, every pedal stroke. The beauty of calculated revenge. For 30
Music
minutes,
licensing
I controlled the
reimagined.
climb like a puppet master. Push, slight recover, push harder, let him breathe, push again. He tried to hide how much he was suffering, but I could see everything. The trembling shoulders, the slow gear changes, the tiny curses under his breath. At one point he said, "Take it easy, kid." I didn't answer. I just turned the pedals a little smoother, a little stronger. And he
Artlist
followed,
IO.
because pride is heavier than any backpack. The final 300 meters, the execution. As the summit parking lot came into view, I felt a wave of electricity through my body. This was it. The moment. I looked back at him once, just once. His face was red.
Music
Vision
licensing
unfocused.
reimagined.
He was barely holding the handlebars steady, and I launched. Not a sprint, just a clean, smooth acceleration. Enough to make it clear. This wasn't luck. This wasn't a fluke. This was ability. He cracked instantly. He didn't slow down. He collapsed. His bike zigzagged. He was done. 2 minutes later, he crawled into the parking lot, pale and shaking. Then he leaned
Artlist
over
IO.
and vomited. Right there, in front of the students who'd arrived by bus. The aftermath, a quiet, perfect victory. Coach couldn't even join the hike afterward. He had to sit down for nearly an hour. And I sat next to him. Silent. No smugness. No "I told you so." Sometimes the quietest victories are the loudest. For the rest of the year, he never mocked a single slow kid again. Not once. You know, revenge doesn't always need shouting or anger. Sometimes, the best revenge is letting the truth speak for itself. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button so more people can find it. Comment below. What's the most satisfying comeback you've ever seen? And if you love stories where justice hits back harder than the bully ever expected, subscribe to Real Revenge Legendsya for more. And that day, the truth climbed a mountain.